Fred, are you ready? Ready? Are you ready for grooming? He's got mud everywhere. Can't particularly see it. Look, close up there. Look. Yep. So we've got the grooming kit, and we're going to show you how much Fred loves being groomed. We have our slicker brush, and we have a tangle tease. It's already got fur in it. Yep. This is a human brush, perfect though for Maine Coon fur. We also have this comb, which is nice once you've got the knots out, but it's not so good if there are any knots because it gets stuck. Now this little tool, I call it a quick unpick. Oops. You might call it a seam ripper. This is excellent for splitting mats, but you have to be careful because you can see it's got a point and the blade is just in the U shape of it. Fred's not keen on this one anymore. We don't tend to need it, do we, Fred? But it is a good brush because you press a button and up come those wire teeth. You just gently comb it through if Fred lets us, but he doesn't anymore. And then if you press the button back in, you can just brush the fur off. Anyway, we use this to distract Fred. He can play with this while I do the grooming. So this tangle tease is nice and gentle, isn't it? Freddie will let me brush a lot of the dirt that he's just picked up. Look at you under there, Fred. It's really not easy. Anyway, this is Fred. Honest, I know it doesn't look like a cat anymore. It looks just like a lump of fluff. But look, he loves it. When Fred gets knots in his armpits or any small mats that you can't brush out, this is brilliant. You can just find them gently like this, or you can actually hold them and split them, and he really doesn't mind, and it does stop any mats at all. So we've got rid of all his tummy mats with this. You just have to be careful because it is sharp in there, in that little U, and this prong is quite sharp too. You're not having it. It's not a toy, this one. Anyway, it's brilliant. I really recommend one of these to start splitting out small mats before they get big. Okay, Fred? Yep. And when we think all the knots are gone, we'll take a comb because we know it will go through without sticking. And it actually goes through a lot better than a brush because it will go deep through those layers. Sometimes a brush skims over the top of mats and makes them worse, but this is good for picking out bits of dirt, isn't it, Fred? Look at that bit there. You're such a good boy, aren't you? Fred's been groomed so much since he was tiny, and I think that really helps. A good grooming session every day, even if it's only for 5 minutes. And look at him. I'm just going to go around the other side, see if I can get at the back. So here's Fred's back, which is nice and knot free. Got bits of the garden in the comb. It's better. This is a strange way to groom a cat, under a table tennis table. Hello. Hello. Don't mind us. Here, you just carry on sleeping and we'll groom you. Even the tail. Oh, good boy, Fred. What about that armpit? Any knots there? You're quite hairy, aren't you? And there you are. All nice and clean and groomed. Yes, you good boy, aren't you? Freddie, you good boy.